102.7 WMOM 936. We're visiting with Jack Greavy here in the studio, Executive Director for the Sable Point Lightkeepers Association. Jack, you were on the air with us a month or two ago talking about the Sable Point Lightkeepers Association and some of the updates and everything that we're looking forward to. We have, May 9th, we were talking about just a few minutes ago that one of the lighthouses opening up, right? Which one?
Big Sable Light Station will be opening up. That's in the Ludington State Park.
Okay, May 9th, and looking forward to that. One of the parts of that conversation that we had a few moments ago about more people visiting the lighthouse because of the accessibility now. Maybe the people that have been here, have been here for most of their lives or a lot of their lives, have not been there yet. And how do we get them to be more active and visit the lighthouse? What do you think?
More opportunities, more events, more collaborations really with the state park as well. They have a fantastic educational department there at the state park. We look forward to doing some more work with them in the future. I actually have a meeting with Jim Galley next week to discuss that a little bit further.
Awesome. And the track chair, that gets those that have an issue or disability to try to get to the lighthouse, and they can do that. They can take the track there.
This year as well, there's going to be additional some benches out there, picnic tables. So once you get out there, you have the 1.2 mile hike out there, or how you get out there during the bus days potentially as well. But there's also additional seating spaces out there this season.
All right. And that was one thing that did come up, now that you mentioned that, is that especially with the older demographic, that 1 mile out, 1.2 miles out, that can be a struggle sometimes, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yep. So luckily we were able to get a grant through AARP, and they are funding those benches or those picnic tables fully. There's going to be 3 additional picnic tables out there this season.
All right. That's very cool. Good to see that. Let's talk about the White River Light Station opening up later in May, right?
Yeah, May 19th is that one. That one is, each lighthouse has its own unique characteristics. That one has a very homey vibe to it, in my opinion.
It looks like a home, doesn't it?
It does. Actually, our curator actually lives there full year round, so it is a home for at least one person right now. But it sits a little bit tucked away on the channel, actually in the channel itself at White Lake, and it definitely has its own different interaction with it. We have concerts throughout the season as well at that location.
And can you said there's somebody living there, right?
Correct. The curator of the organization. Yeah.
Can those that maintain the lighthouse spend any nights at some of the lighthouses, though, too, or not?
Yeah, so we do have resident keepers. We're about filled up with that. I think there's some availability still at Little Sable, I believe. Definitely give us a call. But resident keepers do stay on site for a period of time, up to 2 weeks at Big Sable. Okay. And resident keeping is definitely a great thing to do. It's a great way to give back. You don't have to also be just living in the area. You can be from outside of the Ludington area or outside of West Michigan area, for that matter. Okay. Come in and volunteer with us and spend some time in West Michigan as well.
All right. We have another lighthouse opening up May 23rd, right?
We actually have 2 lighthouses opening up May 23rd. That's the Little Sable Point and Ludington North Breakwater. Okay. So one here in Ludington, and then another a little bit further south in Mears.
All right. I don't think many people know that you handle the breakwater. But that's one of the most visible ones that we see.
It is.
When we just drive down Ludington Ave, right?
It definitely is. And actually, next year, 2024, is going to be a celebration year for both Little Sable and North Breakwater. North Breakwater is turning 100 years old. Actually, that's when the light was lit, and Little Sable Point will be turning 150 next year. So
that's great.
Very excited to do some celebration. Actually, I've been in contact with several local leaders here about getting a committee together. So if there's anybody that's interested in being in that committee, please reach out to me. We can definitely get you involved.
That's a great idea, because you want to celebrate those anniversaries.
Absolutely.
Those are big deals.
Yeah.
Hours of the lighthouses, if people are wondering, Tuesday through Sunday, right? Oh, closed on Mondays?
Closed on Mondays. That's kind of our revamped day. Tuesday through Sunday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. those days.
All right. Sounds good. And then admission this season, has it stayed the same, gone up?
That has stayed consistent between this year and last year. We're at $8 for adults, $5 for children underneath the age of 17. We also do have some opportunities for membership as well. So if you're interested in going to all the lighthouses this season, a $30 membership can get you an all-access pass for a single individual. So that's actually saves you some money on that back end, and look forward to making better connections with those individuals as well. For a larger party, if you're a family, per household we call it, but it's $100 per season. So if you have a family of 4, 5, 6, it definitely makes more sense to buy the family membership than paying out individually for each of the lighthouses.
All right, good to hear that. Let's before we even go on to our next part of this segment, and if you're just joining us, we're talking with Jack Greevy, the executive director for the Sable Point Lightkeepers Association, live with us here on Mom FM. Jack, somebody that buys that unlimited visit package for the lighthouses, what do you think? What encouragement would you give to them wanting to visit each lighthouse? What do you think each of them separately, but then also collectively puts together for somebody?
Yeah, so I enjoy museums a lot. I think the individual that becomes a member is going to also enjoy museums. They would also enjoy the outdoor space, which is something you normally don't get at a museum. Usually at a museum, you're very inside using exhibits and displays and cases, and it's all very indoors. In this case, these lighthouses are very much remote locations. They're outside. Get your breath of fresh air and visit all 4 this season. Definitely has a kind of a peace of mind to it. Great place to read a book once again.
Absolutely. That's very cool. Season positions are available. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we have 2 open positions right now. They're both site managers, one at Little Sable Point and the other one at the White River Light Station. So a little bit further south of Ludington area, but those positions are available. We're hoping to hire in this next month for those. They're seasonal positions, about 20 to 25 hours per week, and we're paying about $14 an hour for those.
All right. And again, somebody that would be the best candidate for those positions would be what?
Either somebody coming back from college or university, potentially a teacher, somebody that does not work during the summer season right now, definitely an educator or somebody that has worked with a gift shop or gift shop sales in the past.
Okay, all right. Because you are interacting with a lot of visitors, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Last year, I believe we had approximately 40,000 guests come through our lighthouses, all 4 of them.
That's incredible. And they can email splka director@gmail.com if they're interested.
Directly in contact with myself, yes.
Okay, sounds good. And then you had the restoration and maintenance supervisor is also a position that has been filled, right?
It actually has been filled.
Okay.
A gentleman by the name of Greg War took the position.
Okay.
He is actually a Custer resident, and met him just recently, and he's very knowledgeable about the different ins and outs of restoration and building supervising. So really looking forward to working with him and getting to know him a little bit better as well.
And that particular role that Greg is filling in, that is where the community members can help restore the lighthouses too, right?
Correct. He will be looking for additional hands to help with paint, with help with anything, putting bricks back up on a building that are crumbling, anything with maintenance on an old historic building, he will need help with, and certainly reach out to us and we can put you in touch.
All right. And you can do that through the new website too, right?
We do have a new website. It is the same URL. That's splka.org. But you'll see kind of more of a facelift in that website. You can access that through your desktop or remote devices.
Okay. Very cool. Check that out. And then, drum roll, you have a big project here in 2023.
We do. Last year, we did receive some funding from the MLAP grant from the state of Michigan. About $40,000 we received for that grant. And that is going to what we call a historical structure report. That is going to tell SPLCA a lot about, actually this is happening at Big Sable Point. It's going to tell us a lot about how to restore that, the steps that we need to take, and also the provenance of the site. So what is the historic period of that site? And then we will tailor our exhibits and displays to that historical period of time.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Lots of things happening. When you took this role this past year, right? I mean, you started, when did you start?
December.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, you have those conversations with individuals and say, okay, this is, the vision of it. This is where we've been. Where do you see it going? What's the future for this year and the next few years hold?
So a lot of celebrations. As I said before, 2024 is a big celebration year. 2025 is another celebratory year with the White River Light Station turning 150. So a lot of big years coming up. I would like to see us get more involved with kid programming as well.
Okay.
I have a 1-year-old myself at home, so I find myself playing with small toys now during my off time, and definitely being able to do a lot of things with my hands and DIY. There's a lot of education we can do with younger groups, and definitely getting involved with younger families as well.
All right, sounds like a plan. We'll keep track of that and have you back on here in the future. How's that?
Wonderful. Thanks, Chris.
All right, you got it. Jack Greavy from the Sable Point Light Keepers Association joining us this morning. Jack, have we covered everything that you wanted to talk about this morning?
We do actually have a couple more opportunities for volunteering. Daykeeping is something that we have available as well. If you don't want to stay on the resident site, if you live locally and would like to stay living locally in your own place, we do have the availability to come in during the daytime and actually help out. All the lighthouses have those opportunities to come in during the day shifts, help out for a few hours, and then go back home.
Okay, very cool. And volunteer, and they can reach out through the website. Is that the best way to do that?
Check out our website first, of course, look to see who we are. But, of course, you can use my email as well. That's splkadirector@gmail.com. Our phone number as well is 231-845-7417.
All right, give them a call, and we could always use some volunteers to help out there. And as tourists come in, as even locals want to continue to visit, we want to keep the lighthouses in tip-top shape. So that's how that happens. So, all right, Jack, thanks for coming in.
Thanks.
Absolutely. At 9:48 here on 102.7, Mom FM, an entertainment update coming your way next on 102.7. It is Mom FM.